Don Schmall had an excellent pitching record in the Manitoba Senior Baseball League and has given much back into the game as a coach and a baseball executive. Don, anybody born on the 24th of September, like you and I, has to be a lover of sport, but your record in baseball speaks for itself. How about a special baseball highlight? Could I suggest maybe the no-hitter you pitched for Nipawin against Dauphin in 1991?
Yes, that was one of my highlights of my career. Probably one that my teammates remember most was a game up at Hamiota back in those same years. We went into Hamiota and I was pitching against another Hall of Fame pitcher in Ron Ramsey, and we started the game at 7 o'clock and we were done a 9-inning game by 8:20.
Wow.
And all the guys on my team were much appreciated that we were at the hotel picking up beer by 8:20. But there was a few innings there. I probably only threw 4 or 5 pitches.
I was going to say some short innings.
Yeah, and that's the way I pitched.
Yeah.
I was not a strikeout pitcher by any means. I used all my teammates, and I like to work fast, and yeah, it was one of those games that it hardly got started and it was over.
Over. Mm-hmm. You pitched for 13 seasons from 1982 to 94 with Nipawin, and that was at a time when the exception to the rule was a local player because most of them were using import pitchers. Did you ever feel intimidated in that situation?
Not really. I was probably an oddity in the senior league back then because it was back in the era of aluminum bats, and we had a lot of really good hitters. The thing that I remember most was the American imports that we had would come up and they couldn't believe how good hitters we had in our league. And that was back in the era of the senior league having 10, 11 teams, so it was very competitive. And I got my innings in just like everyone else, and I had to try to be on equal footing as the American players that we had on the team. So,
what else stands out from your pitching days in the Manitoba Senior League? Those most valuable player selections, that's big.
Yeah, and I think winning championships. To me, the team accolades are more important than the individual accolades. We had a very good team. We had a lot of good camaraderie on our team. We all got along. We had a lot of fun, and we had a lot of fun with the other teams too. The senior league was very good back then. It was very competitive, but at the same time, when the game was over, we could all sit down and have a beer together.
All right, let's move on to your experience pitching for the Team Manitoba All-Stars and the Carmen Goldeyes in Western and National Championships. There were gold, silver, and bronze medals in the period 1983 to 1990. Is there anything that sticks out as you reflect on going to those events?
Well, 1983 was my first foray into the Western Canadians and Canadians, and I remember that was my first time as a starting pitcher in the Westerns, and the game that I pitched, my very first game, I did win and went the whole 9 innings, and that was kind of memorable. In 1985, we went from coast to coast within a week. We were out in Vancouver and won the Westerns, won the gold there, and a week later we were in Kentville, Nova Scotia, playing in the Canadian Championships. In between that, one memorable event was out in Red Deer, where I pitched in that game against a New Brunswick team that had Bill the Spaceman Lee pitching for New Brunswick. And on that team, there were 2 younger players, Riel Cormier and Matt Stairs, who both went on to major league careers. And so New Brunswick had a very good team, but our team, Manitoba, was right in there competitive with them.
Moving on to your executive days, Don, you served for 5 years as Secretary-Treasurer of Baseball Manitoba. Was that rewarding, or was it just a lot of hard work?
No, it was rewarding. I felt that I had to give something back to the game. During that time, I did a lot of clinician work as well. I remember traveling with Mike Labossiere around the country, putting on clinics for young kids, and I enjoyed that. But I also enjoyed my time on the executive. I just felt that I should be giving something back to the game.
Where do you think we're going with baseball in Manitoba? Is the game slumping?
It probably is a little bit, but I think it's not the kids' fault. It's probably coaching. We probably have a lack of qualified coaches. I think we need to promote coaching a little bit more. the kids are out there. The kids still want to play ball, and if you got a good coach and it makes it interesting for the kid, we'll still have the boys and girls playing ball. I've been involved for the last 25 years on the girls' side. I've got 3 daughters, so I've coached fastball, but fastball and baseball interchange back and forth, and it's all about the coaching, I think.
Have you become a fan of the game? Are you a Goldeye fan or a Blue Jay fan?
Yes, I'm still a fan. I've been to Goldeyes games. I enjoy the Goldeyes. I was always a Montreal Expos fan, and I was sorry to see Montreal lose their team. I'm hoping someday it'll come back. But in the meantime, yes, I am a Blue Jays fan.
Any regrets as you look back on your baseball days?
Not really. I quit when I probably quit, I guess, at the prime of my career, maybe. I wanted to go out on a high. I didn't want to linger on. And I had my girls starting to play ball, so I got involved in coaching, and I figured it was time.
So you turned to the golf course, no doubt.
Yes, I am an avid golfer, and I've been out in the golf course many a time.
And your induction into the baseball shrine in Manitoba, does it have special meaning for you?
Well, I think it's today twofold, because myself going in and our team going in, I think it's really special to have both, and I think that's the important part.
Don Schmall of Manitoba, now a player builder and a member of the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame.